Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we'll be covering an interesting topic. We'll be setting up our 3D model that we created inside of Blender, inside of Unity, as well as getting into the level designing part of this course. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So if you remember a few episodes back, we created our very own 3D model for the first time ported inside of Unity. There are a few exclusions, but most of the formats are supported inside of Unity. How can I import my model that I created inside of Blender? So there are two ways of doing it. The simple way is you can just drag and drop your model right into the project window, or the more professional version of doing is go into your project window, right click and click on this import new asset, and wherever your file is stored, mine is stored on the desktop. So this is treasure.fbx and I can just import it. As you can see, it is imported, but it is missing our texture that we added. So there are a few steps we need to do while importing a model that we created in a different software. First thing you need to do is extract the textures and the material into the project. Right now, if you look at the 3D model, you can see there is no textures. Now, how can I import my textures into Unity? What I suggest you do is right click on the project window and create a new folder to store all your textures. Okay, so we have created our folders for our textures as well as materials. Now all we need to do is click on the extract textures button and select our folder that we created for that specific purpose. Double click it and click select folder, and after a few seconds it will start extracting those textures, and you might get a warning like this. All you need to do is just press on the fix now button. Let's move on to the materials. Same process, just click on the extract materials and select your folder, and if you go inside the folder, you can see it has extracted that material. It has even added the textures into specific slots already. Assemble our textures, materials, and everything is done. Now let's add our 3D model into our scene. You can just simply drag it and drop it into the hierarchy. I'll just go into the material view and select the treasure chest box material, and you can see it has added two texture maps. That is the normal map. So if I were to decrease this normal map to 0, you can see we are losing a lot of detail. If you look at the list of textures, it has not exported our ambient occlusion texture. In the previous videos, I explained we can add that separately because it won't export correctly because of the way we mapped it towards the shader inside of Blender. So don't worry, all you need to do is find out where your texture is stored. You can just simply drag that image and go into Unity and just simply drop it in. And if we select the material for our treasure chest, you can see there is an opening for the ambient occlusion image. So I'll just feed it into that. So if you look at the corner of the image, certain corners are getting darker because that is what the ambient occlusion map does. So what the texture will do is, it is an already preset parameter. If I were to click on this texture, you can see it's a black and white texture. So the black and the white is data for Unity to analyze. Okay, the black part should have this much of a metallic property. The white part should not have any sort of metallic property. It is basically a mask of sorts so that Unity can understand and apply it to that specific part. The wooden part of the treasure chest won't be a metallic one because it is not a metal object, it is wood, so it won't have any sort of metallic properties. But when it comes to the metal ornaments around the wood, so that is how you can set up your 3D asset inside of Unity. So we made this 3D treasure chest inside of Blender and we exported it as an FBX file and we imported it into our game engine, that is Unity. So that was just a brief overview on how you can import your 3D models that you created in a different software into the game engine, that is Unity. Now in the upcoming videos, we'll be setting up our level for our game as well as a character with animation so that we can get to the game development part of this course. So if you are interested to learn more, make sure you like this video, also subscribe and turn on the notification to get notified when we post a new video. So until then, bye.